Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
We say good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
And it can work, because I believe someone might be watching this in the evening, or in the morning, or at midnight, or at 2 a.m.
Yes. And this is for you who's watching any time of the day.
Oh yes. How have you been all this while? It's been a week now since the last episode.
And welcome back to Sisterhood Spectrum.
Oh yeah. My name is Kamuche
and I am Mati. So welcome back. Today, our topic today,
hot,
very hot, hotter than the ones that were previously. So today we're going to be talking about health and wellness. But most importantly, we're going to be talking about our self-care as women.
Just narrowing it down to
self-care. Yes. As women, how do we take care of ourselves? Physically, mentally, and emotionally, so that we don't get drained and fall into a pit that we can't get out of.
Exactly. That is what exactly self-care means. Putting the efforts in taking good care of yourself, mentally, physically, emotionally.
Exactly. And why have we really chosen this episode this week? It's because as women we juggle a lot of things and a lot of stuff. Yes. So as we juggle a lot of stuff, how do we take care of ourselves? Do we stop and say, this is too much for me? Do we accept and say, now I have to put my foot down, this is too much for me, I have to take care of me? Because rarely as women do we take care of ourselves. That's the truth in our society. So we take care of everyone else and do what? Forget about ourselves.
But I'm happy these days. For some reason, I have seen women putting ourselves first. Yes. For some reason, I think we have come out of that the den of us putting everyone and everything else ahead of us, and then giving ourselves the last concentration.
Yes.
These days, I see most women saying no. I have to give myself the first chance before even that. In this case, what I mean, Mati, it's like, let's take a simple example of the relationships that we're usually in. You're in a relationship with a guy, and then this guy wants to treat you in a way that maybe it's not worth what you think as a woman you should get. We usually have talks, the girl talks that we usually have, and most of the times you find the girlfriends telling their friend that whatever it is that this guy is doing to you, no, that is a no. We are out of that era. There's nothing like you.
But mapenzi wewe, sometimes
mapenzi wanasema.
Sometimes mapenzi ukiambiwa inaingia na huku,
inatoka na huku.
Okay. But with the awareness that we have created, saa nyingine ukiambiwa, you sit and think for yourself and say, kweli, what is happening to me is not right, and I have to just walk out of this relationship. And like in past years, when our grandmothers and our mothers used to weather it all. So for women, it's a bit different. When it comes to relationship, especially when you're not being treated right, there's that enough awareness. So wellness could be either in our relationships or it could be in our workplaces. Are you getting harassed or mistreated at your workplace? Or even it could be within friendships. There are some friendships that you just need to stop sometimes. I can't be in this friendship. Enough is enough.
I need to take care of my well-being. You see, you go back to I have to take care of my well-being. At that time, you're looking at, because one thing I've come to realize, when you are tortured mentally or when you're unstable mentally, even your physical well-being, wellness becomes distorted at some point.
Exactly.
If you are not well, if you're mentally disturbed, even your emotional well-being, emotional stability for some reason becomes distorted.
Exactly. So self-care is not only about your body, it's about your physical, emotional, and mental. And you know what I've come to realize is that most of us women make excuses for ourselves when we, instead of taking care of ourselves, when we're in bad relationships, we make excuses for ourselves, for our partners. Yet this is leading you towards the wrong path.
There's usually a quote that I usually come across on Instagram. that says, if you are inner self, no, you already know the truth, but you're just denying it.
Denial.
You're denying it. Like you know that this relationship is going nowhere. You clearly know, your mind knows, like this is in black and white, you know, but you are refusing to accept that, and you continue, let's say, staying in that relationship, and you continue doing that particular thing, and you clearly know this one it's dead on arrival, but you're like, no.
Let me continue.
Maybe
I can salvage this.
Maybe I can salvage it.
It's like when you have a partner and you refuse to accept it, and you're getting married to this partner, and you know it is so wrong. I'm supposed to just walk away because in a few years, no, zile unaambia wataachana tu, but sometimes you say the roho mbaya watu wako nayo, but people have clearly seen the signs, so when it gets to that point, finally you are accepting that this is not right for me, but it's too late already. You have wasted your time, your mental stability, emotional stability, physically you are also drained.
And one thing you've ever realized is that once you are wasted emotionally, mentally, physically, there's some reason that are attached to all that. If you're not mentally well, physically well, and emotionally well, you realize even some of the things that you're supposed to take care of, if it was your career, you know, you can even see your career going down the drain just because you're not physically okay, mentally okay, emotionally okay. Or maybe your kid could even be sick, but because you are mentally disturbed, you might not even realize that your kid is sick.
No, that's the point you're getting into depression now. So we forget to take care of ourselves, and to the point that we're getting into depression, and we do not know that we're getting into depression. See, that's the problem. Because, for example, you are mentally, psychologically drained even from at your workplace. So your work dwindles down. Either you're being frustrated, you know, sometimes even when you're working, sometimes you just get frustrated either by your employer or maybe by your colleagues or maybe by too much work that's being compounded and put more on you. So you get drained, but you still continue because you're telling yourself, I need to feed myself, I need to feed my family, I need to feed my children. So, but you're getting drained, and while you're getting drained, psychologically, mentally, and emotionally, you forget things, like you were saying. You forget to do things. That doesn't help you. You need to take sometimes and say, stop. I need to stop. Either you need to leave the job or the relationship you are in, or the situation and the circumstance that you are in, or you need to take some time. If it's work, you can take some time off. If you think this is the kind of job that I love and I want to continue doing, take some time off. Same even in, let me tell you something, Kamuche. Sometimes even in relationships and marriages, you need to take a break. Tell yourself, take a break.
Take a break from marriage. Wait, Peggy, did you just say take a break from marriage?
Listen, I'm not meaning that you should leave your marriage. I'm not advising anyone to leave their marriage. Here's the thing. Sometimes you need to take a break. Let me tell you, even mothers take a break. Take a break, go on a holiday.
Oh yeah.
That is a break. Take a break, go on a holiday. I'm not telling you to abandon your kids and disappear. Take a break sometimes. Sometimes you need to take a break and go on holiday on your own. Sometimes, yes, you love your family so much, you love your husband, you love your children, but you know, with all that, with work, with housework, either you could be a working mom, a working wife, or you could be a stay-at-home mom. Even sometimes, even a stay-at-home mom gets drained. So even if you're a daughter, you just take a, you say, I just need some days to myself,
just to unwind.
Exactly.
And forge a way forward after this. Then
exactly.
If I go back home, suppose let's say you've taken a break and you've gone on a vacation or a holiday, so then that means you've taken a break to go and unwind. But that means remember, you'll be still coming back to either the same home, the same office, the same society.
Here's the thing. So you have to make resolutions. I'm taking this break, I'm going, but when I come back, what different thing am I going to be doing? So when you're on that holiday, as much as you're unwinding, you're also putting your things in order. So say, this is what made me this, so this is how I'm going to do it differently. Because if it is co-workers who are mistreating you, you have to say, now when I go back, I have to put my foot down. If it was too much work at home, you tell yourself, I'm going to have to talk to my partner and say that probably I need help in this area. And whereby we can be able to talk with my partner and then explain to him, I am getting drained doing all this.
And maybe even if your partner is not understanding, or maybe if you feel like you cannot help it by yourself, then you can visit, we have the counselors.
Exactly, you can visit counselors and psychologists.
Exactly.
But first things first, when you are at home,
if it's an office setup, and then your colleagues are not, you're not in good terms with your colleagues, and you feel like the office is a toxic environment, but could be the problem is you, or could be because you cannot say you are unwinding, then coming back and talk to your colleagues. How will what maybe you can choose to go to a counselor, so that you can vent out your issues, talk to her.
So sometimes you have to gauge. After this, do I need help? So when you need help, go talk to someone. Probably, and then you'll find out where the problem. If your problem is if the problem is your colleagues, then you find a way to deal with your colleagues. Or if the problem is you, then you find a way to deal with yourself.
The
same way.
If the problem again is, because we're still within the career or the workspace, if your problem again is the work you are doing,
then you need to sit and think about it. Is it
worth it? The job that you is it a job that you love? Because one thing that we grow up, we are told growing up, is that find something that you will be happy doing, because you realize that the workplace is where we spend a lot of time. In 24 hours, you spend about how many hours?
8 hours.
8
to 12 hours. 8 to 12 hours.
So half of you can imagine half of your daily activity, you spend it at work.
Exactly.
The other 12 hours, you can say maybe you spend
6 hours. You spend them in bed. 6 hours maybe you spend bonding with family.
Bonding
or
with
maybe
family.
traffic. Sometimes it's in traffic.
The whole argument was that so many of the hours in a day you spend them at work.
Exactly.
So you can imagine if you have a toxic workplace or a job that you don't like, and you have to spend 12 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours at that place, and that is the torture that you are going through, then you can imagine what that will do to you. But again, now if that is the problem, then means you have to re-evaluate whether you still want to go on with the job, or you start developing interest, because there are things we are told you develop interest as you go back.
But we're not asking you to quit your job, because sometimes you can quit your job without a plan. Have a plan. Always have a plan, so that you're not left with more stress in your life.
For me, actually, what I'll advise is develop interest.
Another thing is you can try to find something on the side to be doing, so that when you're from that stressful work, you can go and unwind. Either it could be a hobby. So, because we're talking about self-care, go probably play a game, or you just go hit something at the end of the day. Remove all your frustrations and your stress. So something like that. Or you can just find friends, unwind with friends, as in vent out your frustration on something. Release it, so that it doesn't drain you that much. So, and when it comes to relationships, here's the thing: if you think a relationship is leading you towards a path that is going to stress you towards depression, this is what you can do. First of all, if you think you can, talk to your partner. Communication is key. Tell them, this direction we are taking or going, I see myself being drained so much. So if he's a reasonable person, he will understand you, and you will talk about it and fix it. But if he's not a reasonable person, now that's when you go seek professional help, or help from someone you trust, and go ask them of their opinion. Sometimes, yes, it is time. Sometimes, yes, you can solve the problems in a relationship and continue. But sometimes, I think, it is time to close the chapter and move on. The same with also workplaces.
In terms of what you're talking about let's say the stress and the things that are making us mentally disturbed, I think the first remedy will be to talk about it. Even before planning to go for even before planning for a vacation, planning to seek a. But then that brings me back to what we were talking about, I think, either in our previous episode about relationships and safe spaces to speak.
Exactly. But haven't you heard of this saying that says, sometimes when something is disturbing you, or when you're arguing with someone, kunywa maji. And then there's that saying that says, for example, tempers are flaring, either at workplaces or with your significant other, or with your friends. Sometimes
your sister in the house.
Kunywa maji. You know, when kunywa maji, no siteme maji. Don't swallow the water and don't spit it out. Remain without water in your mouth.
Okay.
Yes. So that take a few laps without water in your mouth. So that's when your tempers are that high.
That's a good one.
Either they tell you kunywa maji or walk out. Because you don't want to speak when you are in anger. It's the same thing sometimes. when you are in a relationship and you think something is bothering you so much, you take some time to yourself.
Oh yeah.
So you take some time to yourself. That's why I was saying the vacations. You can, it's either it could be on holiday. You could even go to your parents' house if you're in a relationship, or your siblings' house and just stay there for a while. Or you could pay for yourself, if you can afford it, to a hotel and go stay there for some time. Not because we are asking you to go and leave your house, but because we are asking you to think and evaluate if whatever you want to talk about is worth it, or it's just you that is the problem. You know, sometimes when we are so much angry and we think we are so much frustrated, we can just say things that we're not supposed to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
True. That's why Waswahili wanasema ukiwa na hasira usizungumze.
Hasira hasara.
Hasira hasara, maana utaishia kuwa na hasara.
Yes, but we also need, like you are saying, safe spaces.
Safe spaces. Now that is what I was talking about. I think my first, even me, maybe when I have something that is really an issue to me, I think my first step that I will take is, again, we are coming back to the friendship. Thankfully, we already had this topic and this talk on friendship. Who is this person that you can run to, that you can go to, and you know, have this safe space to, although we will come back to that safe space topic,
and we discovered that.
Yeah, but although we already spoke about the friendship, do you have a friend, do you have a circle of friends who you feel safe when you go talk to? So that this can be your first remedy, this can be your first run to, people or whatever, that I have this issue, I need to talk about it before you even think of the vacation, before you even think of going to a counselor. Because by the time you arrange all that, let's see how much pain or distraction that would have done to you. And so if you have that this friend, whether it's 1, 2 or 3, or it's a nice circle of friends, then you can talk to them, tell them that this is what is happening to me, this is, I don't know which way to go, I don't know how to go about it, if it's work, if it's your bosses, if it's your colleagues, if it's your family, even your family, your mother, your sisters, your extended family, even sometimes I don't know, children. Anyway, I don't have.
But caution, we also said that pick the people that you talk
exactly.
to.
Even we remember we engaged our expert, that was Riziki Ahmed, and we were asking her, who is this person that I can talk to? And she told us that she was very expansive on that, and she said that you need to find someone who you trust. And this person is not exactly. This person is not the one that you picked yesterday at. You were in a club, you are having some fun, and then mukaanza mukabadilishana namba, mukaanza kucheka, and you feel like. Unless when you're going to be bartender. But remember, unaongea na bartender. This bartender, remember, it should be someone who won't remember you tomorrow morning. So hiyo ni Mati amejianika hapo, anaongea to my husband is meeting me. So sometimes. The bartender goes to Sisterhood, she's like, this chicks in the air.
So remember, sometimes talking to strangers also helps. Yeah? But remember, make sure that even if you're talking to a stranger, this stranger will not remember you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what type of a stranger they are. There's a stranger now, stories everywhere. Because even these stories that we hear every day on radio, on TV, these are real life stories.
These are real life stories of people. Exactly. So the first remedy, I think, will be speak it out. We keep saying that women, we need to raise our voices or speak out. The speaking out, it's one way of releasing the burden that you have inside. But now the speaking out to who? Back to our previous topic of friendship. Do you have these more than sisters, friends who are more than sisters to you, that you can be able to talk to them? Are you yourself someone who is reliable? Is someone having you as a sister who they can confide in? You know, if you are that person, then you need to find one and another one and have this circle that you can be able to. Because most of the time, we say speak up, or speak out. But to who? Because I think that's a big question we also need to ask. To who? The safe spaces, are they there? Are they there that we can speak out?
Yes.
Are they just the organizations that we need to find, or do we have safe spaces among ourselves?
So sometimes we need to create safe spaces among ourselves.
We will talk about
our
that
friends,
and how we are.
Yes, exactly. Our friends, and even within our family.
Okay.
Yes.
So
because remember, at the end of the day, as we are growing up, mwanamke ni kujiangalia. But you know, most of the time we are told mwanamke ni kujiangalia. We take that saying as just mavazi
na muonekano.
But with this topic, I've come to realize it's not about mavazi na muonekano.
Mankulu, sinambia mankulu na vile vile napenda chapati na maharagwe.
Si mavazi na muonekano. It is so when you are drained emotionally, physically and mentally. Even looking at yourself, at your outside appearance, you need to be able to take care of yourself. So we should take care of ourselves, so that we do not fall into that paka mtu leo kamchewe ni mtu unajipenda kujiangalia na kujinania kukasma. Tomorrow someone is shocked and wonders
atajua kwamba kamche yapita matatizo fulani.
Exactly. So yes, so let's take care of ourselves. Even at the work, like we were saying, workplaces, it's relationships that we build. So this could be personal relationships that are affecting us, like I've said earlier, and it could be career. So even the relationships we build within our career, within the office we work with, or businesses. It could be clients draining us for those people who are running businesses. Because sometimes clients just come to you kuambia bili yako yananyo, mtu anakuambia je, ai wewe nawe si mtu fulani kwa hivi. Kanyaga kubwa, nenda kwa mtu fulani.
Manake pia yako yatamfikia mtu mwingine.
Exactly.
Pia utakuwa mfano.
Exactly. So you put boundaries within where you're working, within your relationships, within your business, so that you do not get drained. So you take care of yourself in all angles.
In all angles, also in terms of taking care of, is it your skin?
Yes.
How your skin looks. You need to drink enough water. You need to eat healthy.
That's our physical activity.
Because now that gives you confidence. You realize when you're looking nice, when you are confidence in your skin, when you're confidence in the way
in your
body, the way you're dressing, that already is enough, you know, food for your soul.
Exactly. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if you're taking care of yourself physically, you gain that confidence. So even at work or even within your relationship, you can be able to communicate. If something is bothering you, you can be able to, because you are confident enough. So let's take care of ourselves, like you said, Kamuche. We eat right, drink enough water,
get enough sleep.
Yes,
we need to get enough sleep.
We avoid eye bags. We are women, and from time to time take walks. We are not telling you kimbia if you can't run. Because we sometimes relate to ourselves, leo nakimbia kesho naacha kukimbia. So sometimes
I'm not a gym person, but sometimes naamka kwa nyumba and then I plan every day I'll be taking like 20 minutes, you know, I stretch, do the small exercises hapo kwa YouTube kidogo hivi. Leo, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm like
it could be you are in a career whereby your life is ever active. And it could be, you see now there's a difference. But
again, you realize even for us who our jobs are, as you call them, ever active, we tend to eat unhealthy because you don't have
time to
eat. Like we cannot follow a good plan of doing your breakfast on time, your lunch on time, and maybe if
I've come to realize that I picked that habit until now today. Sometimes I might even have breakfast at 11.
At 11.
Yes.
And then you end up eating, some junky.
Yes. Even sleeping time, you
sleep
exactly. You tend to sleep late. So you're wondering, what happened to my day? But that's now people call me a night owl. They say you are ever awake at night. But I tell them it's because when I was doing the production job, we used to shoot till late. So by the time I'm getting home, it's so late. I sleep so late, like 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. So that came and kind of confused the balance within my life. So people sleep at 9. I wonder, how do you sleep at 9? How do you sleep at 8? So but that's
even at 10. Sometimes you go like at 10 you're not asleep.
So I came to pick up that point, like when I got away a bit from production a bit, I started, like for example, doing my other hobbies during the night. So you might find me either I'm sewing or I'm doing something. So I try as much as possible to keep myself active, ever active. But that's what we're talking about now. You have to take care of yourself. Know that when to stop. If that is affecting your life, you have to put a stop to it and put a balance.
Yes. I think all of us have a different way of managing. The bottom line here is find the convenient way for you to keep yourself healthy.
Exactly.
Like physically fit, emotionally okay, and also mentally okay, right?
Because now when you start getting drained mentally and emotionally, that's when you need to stop.
The other the other thing that might now also be part of what are the contributing factors to mental health is the society.
Exactly.
Surrounding environment that we are
where
in.
you live,
Who you
interact.
find, who are you? Our first topic was about identity.
Yes.
Who are you? What are your goals? What is your identity? What do you want to achieve? What are your ambitions? And one thing I came to realize is the society around us, you know, there are so many things that zinaweza kukuvutia, zinaweza kukutamanisha utaki kukua kama hivi, you want to be like this.
Exactly, especially with social
and then
media.
You train yourself, yeah.
Especially with social media.
You train yourself. These things are just in the subconscious mind. You are disturbed in the subconscious, and you start in the subconscious mind. By the time ikuje huku mbele kwa akili kwamba akili yako imevurugika, it began a long time ago, but you didn't have so be comfortable in your own space.
Exactly.
Be comfortable in, remember, we're not competing with anyone,
and don't believe
doing their own
one thing. Don't believe everything you see
on
social media or outside, because you do not know what that person is going through. Because everyone has their battles that they are fighting each and every day. So, but they will not bring their battles out in the public and see them. So you'll say, this person, we are the same age, we went to the same school. Kila moja kuna timeline yake. Yes, as much as I know, sometimes it can get so tiresome. You are being told, kila moja kuna timeline yako haifiki. Umechoka, ile umechoka kama we are saying enough is enough. But remember, let me tell you something. Kila moja kuna shida zake. So, the social media, the surrounding space, the environment, your friends, you need to learn that I cannot afford what my friend is doing because of what I have within me, and I need to find my own way of being comfortable in the situation that you are in. Because
even as you plan, you know, to progress.
But always remember, we could be the same coin, but we are different sides of the coin. Both, if it's the same with our palm, it's still the hand, but this side and this side are very different. So always remember that, so that you can be able to take care of yourself, take care of the people around you. Also, it's very important. When you are taking care of yourself as a woman, also try as much as possible to take care of the people around you, because they will affect you if they are not well taken care of. But remember, you are your first priority. Clearly. Because if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't love yourself enough, no one will do it for you.
Exactly. And one thing I usually tell myself, si mnasemaga kuna rehearsal ya life. Akienda kameenda, like ukishaanza kusikiza hii episode, alafu ifike saa 6 usiku, ifike kesho asubuhi, leo imeisha, like today imeisha. So kesho ni siku nyingine. So if I've spent the whole of today, you know, crying, you know, nasikia I'm pain or something, I'm hurt, and then I just, you know, then I'm not helping myself. I need to
I'm not crying anymore. Now I'm going to be stronger.
Yeah, so basically that's it. Self-care, which entails physical fitness, mental well-being, and also emotional well-being. Yeah, let's take care of ourselves. Let's have ourselves first, because one thing najiambia, nitabeba mizigo ya watu. You know, Mungu alisema, okay, I don't know how to put it, but sote tunajua tutaondoka duniani, let's say like that. So sasa hizi unajifanya wewe ndio kiherere wako wa kujua ku take care of the other people, kubeba mizigo ya watu, kukua stressed, kukua nini. Ukienda nani atawashughulikia?
But one thing I can realize, let me tell you something. You might unaweza beba mizigo ya watu, and then ujisahau. And then the moment you leave, watu wanakusahau.
And then you realize you have not lived your life. So
yes, people continue with their life. So here's the thing: live your life as much as you can. Live your life. This life is very short. Trust me. Live your life. So that as much as you're taking care of people, live your life. Don't forget about yourself.
Don't forget about yourself at all. Because
don't forget about yourself.
You're taking care of the others. They need you to be healthy, to be able
to take care of them. So take care of yourself physically. Because magonjwa siku hizi ni mengi. And then emotionally.
Emotionally, kwanza this stress that tunapata from the boy child, my friend, let us not accept. Whoop. No.
Boy child, poledi. So take care of yourself emotionally, it goes both ways. We are talking about women, but it also goes both ways.
Exactly.
Men take care of yourself, because we never talk about how men get emotionally drained, especially by women.
I think we will talk about that.
Yes.
Okay. But in that case, I think we will involve an expert.
Or we'll bring a male
expert, a voice.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we
and then
do that.
Mentally, mwanzo ukifika hapo.
Mental, you know, the thing is, ushawahi umwana kichwa ukasikia you are sick, like your whole body is just sick because of a headache. Like your whole body is just sick.
Now when you get to mental instability, that means your whole body breaks down.
Oh yes.
So please, let's not get to that point whereby now everything has stopped functioning. So we are urging you and asking you, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
hata kama ni your significant other or your mother or your sibling, take a break. And take care of yourself. So thank you. Until next time. Bye.
This is Kamuche Menza.
And this is Mati Rua. And this has been Sisterhood Spectrum.